Morning. I thought maybe I would tell you the story of how I got to be here, or why I came here, and that's why I came here. Um, I was replying to one of our notes or comments the other day, and I started to tell her, I did tell her, that this building, this facility was built uh, while I was in high school. I lived a whole block from here, and when my community decides to do something, they go for it. They don't look at the problems, they don't do anything, they just do it. And that was how this building or this facility came about. Somebody decided we needed it, although you'd be amazed at how many people laughed at him because they said, well, there is one in Webster, we don't need one here in Bristol. But they didn't listen to us. In fact, I'm one of the ones that laughed because I thought that's crazy. Of course, I never thought I'd be here either. But anyway, my community goes and they just do it. And they do get it off the ground. They started it, came around to the people. And this was in the 60s, early 60s, and 1960s, okay, in case somebody gets confused here. And they came around and asked all the people or adults and families, I'm going to say, in this town, and they asked them for $100 contribution. Now, $100 was a lot of money then, especially when you only spent or was only had $1 an hour wage. So some people weren't able to contribute their $100, but they did contribute something to it. So you can say, and this facility was built without government funds. It was all local. It was people from around here that built and are still maintaining this facility. Yes, they have government help now, but they didn't then. But I don't know if they had government help with the first residents or not. I have no idea. I know we've got it now. Um, but like I said, I lived a block from here. It was built during high school. I can't remember if it was built while I was, um, if it was if it was done by the time I graduated from high school. I can't remember that. But I do know it was done by the time I graduated from college because Mom started working here as a CNA. And she worked here for years and years and years. I'm going to say about 20 years. And she was very good at it. We had children by then, and she worked the afternoon shift, and we knew when her break was. So we would come up here to see her, and we would come here first to see her, and then we would go over to the house and wait for her to get off work. So that's how she saw her grandchildren during that time, or my grandchildren, my children. I don't know how she did I don't know how she did the others, but that's what we did. And my daughter, when we took the tour here, I commented on that, and I commented on Grandma working. And she says, yeah, she says she remembered that. And she says, many Christmas Eves, we had to wait for Grandma. We had our Christmas Eve dinner and so forth at my sister's, who lives in the same town. But then we went over to Grandma's to be there when she got off work so she could help us celebrate too. And Janice remembers that. That's a very favorite memory that she has of her grandma. And like I said, this community works together. They work together. They always have. I have never seen a community that did something like this. Where I came from, boy, you'd be lucky. Yeah, it takes a while to get anything built up from where I came from. They do not work together at all, period, and you can see it. But even for us preppers, we have a community. It's all on YouTube, a lot of it, but we do have a community, and that's how we should work together, all together. This this community would have a show. They'd put on a show, a play, or something every year, and we had some very, very talented um, musicians here. And of course, at that time, we didn't do anything big. We did it all locally, and we had some. Yeah. Anyway, they got together, these people, and they actually wrote this play and this musical. They did not take um, already published play or musical. They made their own, and every day, every week, every year, and they did it for years, and it was one of the most popular things that they ever did. Um, Eventually, it died out because, well, like I said, the people died out. Also, there was no grocery store in this town, and the only grocery store we had shut down. So the people went together, and guess what they made? They run a grocery store themselves. They own the grocery store. It's locally owned, and they just have the basics. But, that's better than having to drive 10, 20 miles in order to get any food. Yeah, pretty good, huh? All right. So I just wanted to tell you, our community is great. And if you end up with a community like that, boy, you better cherish it and not, yeah, cherish it and throw in and help. But like I said, the purpose can do this too. We've all got our communities that we have, that we follow, and channels that we follow. And they are basically our communities. I wish most of us lived closer, but we don't. So we have to do it this way. Um, in fact, it's better if you, sort of learn to know your neighbors. I know if you're in a big city that says, oh, you can't do that. Start out with a smile. The more people you get and you greet, and all you have to do is give them a smile or say hi and keep on going. Eventually, those people are going to come to you, and they're going to know you, and you're going to know them. And that's what it's all about. It's kind of like a neighborhood watch. I don't know if they have them anymore, but, everybody looks out for everybody else. That's what a community is. And in our community, my community, even before or now, if there is a disaster or tragedy in the town, in the community, such as a fire. Now we had a fire, and I don't know can't remember what caused it, but we lost everything, period, except the Christmas tree in the present. It was right at Christmas time, and the first thing the firemen grabbed were the Christmas tree and the gifts. I can't think of a better group of people. I'm sorry. And by the way, it's all volunteer. There is no pay. It's just volunteer. Whoever volunteers to help. I mean, come on. And they went in and they saved their Christmas tree and the gifts. I thought that was amazing. I still think it's amazing. Can you imagine? The house is burning down, and their first thought is for us, for our people, for our family. And they knew with the little ones, several little ones yet, they knew that the gifts and the tree were very important to us. So they got that out, and heck with anything else. And that's basically what happened. But our community came together, and they brought everything that we needed. I mean, we took all kinds of donations. They bought the furniture, or they gave us the money for the furniture. They brought clothing, they brought bedding, they brought food, they brought pots and pans, they brought everything. I mean, it was just amazing. The whole house was furnished by the time we recovered. I mean, before it was remodeled. So it was amazing. Um, that's my community. Anything goes wrong, when somebody dies, you can expect to have a freezer full of food by the time you get done. I'm sorry, that's probably not funny, but it's true. That's the way my community is. That's the way we have to have it. That's the way it was before, and it still is now. And you don't find that in the community. If you get a community like that, oh my gosh, cherish it, okay? Because it is very, very important to you. That's it for today. I could talk on and on and on. Another Susan's ramblings here. So have a good day, and God bless.